first when everything started happening and they said, like, this county judge says that we need to shut down for 2 weeks, I think that you have to start educating yourself on the political system now because it's affecting our lives. Before, we wouldn't care about politics. We would just be like, okay, they're doing whatever they're doing in politics. But now you have to start educating yourself because it really is affecting our lives. They're shutting down your businesses and everything. So when this county judge came out with it, I talked to some other friends and they were saying, hey, no, this is illegal what he's doing because he cannot supersede the governor's orders. The governor's orders were that we're not going to shut down. So he was making these orders. Everybody started following it. And I said, no, we're not going to follow it because it's not legal. It's not legal what he's doing. And so he did that, and it went through another court case, and the court there said that it was legal, that he could shut down. So that's when really everybody shut down. And I said, no, we're going to stick to our guns. Like we said, we're not going to shut down. And a lot of our members told us, please don't shut down, please. They were like, I'm going to go back into depression. I'm going to go back into alcoholism. This is for my epilepsy. I need this gym and stuff like that. So that motivated us. But we were like, guys, we're going to get fined. They said they're going to give us tickets if we stay open. Sorry, my voice is getting all hoarse.
No, you're good.
But they said that they were going to help us with our tickets. And so we were like, really? You guys? One guy came up to us and said, I'll pay for your first ticket, whatever it is, if you stay open.
Tell me that moment. How did that feel? Because, I mean, I can just imagine someone coming, hey, here's some money for you to stay open for a month. They're like, what? Yeah. I mean, you know that's proof that you're doing something well for sure,
yes,
right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely proof and just reinforcing that what we were doing was right. So we gave them the platform. We said, okay, we're going to open up a GoFundMe so you guys can help us pay for our tickets to stay open. We made the goal for $1,000. The community came together so much, not just our gym members, but other people that follow us on social media. Just $20 here and there. Or like some people gave $200 or $500. We were like, what the heck? All of a sudden it was at $4,500. So
and that was like in a day, right? I was following that. Within hours, you guys had like 2,000, 3,000, and then later on I checked and it was what? $4,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, okay, we'll just take the ticket. So the police would come in and they say like, why are you open? And I said, you know what, I'm following the governor's orders. And I'm trying to stay open. And the first guy, he gave me a ticket. He's like, oh, I don't really want to be doing this. I don't really know what's going on, but here's your ticket. Then the second time, some other officers came in and I said, oh, hi, officers. I already got ticketed. And they were like, what do you mean you already got ticketed? I was like, yeah, here, look, here's my ticket. He's like, so why are you still open? And I was like, because I'd rather be open and running this business and getting tickets than be out on the streets. And they're like, what do you mean out on the streets? I was like, yeah, because if I don't have my business, I don't make any money. I'm going to be out on the streets. And the cops were just like, oh, okay. And they just walked away. And so I just got tickets like that. Like I got 3 tickets and 2 warnings. And so like some of all the cops really didn't want to be doing it. You know, they didn't agree with it. They didn't want to put people out on the streets and close down businesses and everything. So it was a really hard struggle there. And it just started getting news attention. All the news wanted to interview me, El Paso Times, KFOX, ABC7. So I was like, at first I was kind of scared to put myself out there because I knew that the haters were going to come out. I knew that there was going to be backlash, but I said, you know what? I'm getting so many messages from small businesses owners right now, like, thank you so much for standing up for us. Thank you so much for doing this. And so I said, okay, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to say that small businesses need to stay open, that it's not fair. Because they showed us the list of where COVID was being spread. It was big box stores. It was travel to Mexico. It was large group gatherings. Gyms were like 5%. Salons were not even on the list.
We were not on the list, by the way.
Yeah, salons were not on the list. So I'm like, why are we the ones being punished? We're all following protocol. We're all wearing masks. We're sanitizing. We've had the COVID people come in like 6 times to check we're make sure you're doing everything right. So if we're doing everything right to the T, social distancing, why are we the ones being punished and being left out on the streets to die or to...
Yeah, and I wanted to make that point because it's not because, I don't care about people dying. I don't care about the current situation. It's not that. It's just that you don't understand what's happening on the other side, right?
Yeah, exactly. And people are saying I'm so insensitive and that I just care about money and stuff like that. I'm like, no, like this is how businesses survive. We're paycheck to paycheck. We're not mega rich like people think that we are. And everybody that's running a business is just living day to day, I think, most of the time. Especially small businesses here in El Paso, we depend on the support from the community. And when we don't have that, it's going to be eliminated and it's super sad. We don't want Walmart to be the overriding company of our whole city. And there's even a guy that said, I own a bookstore, a little bookstore. He had like a little bookstore and cafe, and he was like, if you make me close down, you're sending people to Target. You're sending people to, Bed Bath, wherever they can get these books, and you're going to shut me down. I only get like 2 customers a day. So
and there's a need for books as well, same as the gym, and yeah.
Yeah, you're just sending them to the big box stores that are staying open because they're essential. But who's to say what's essential? In the long run, like, for example, gyms can be essential. They're essential for people that have alcoholism. They're essential for people that have depression, anxiety, epilepsy, whatever it is. That's essential for them. And so, I don't think it's fair for them to say what's essential and what needs to shut down. And even hair can be essential for people. Like hair, I always tell my hairstylist friends, Nancy Pelosi knows that hair is essential, right? Who's to say what's essential? And I don't think it's very fair what's going on.
And we haven't
what I really got out of it too is that you can have a voice in your community, because like I said, I was scared to stand up at first because I knew there was going to be a lot of haters. But because I did stand up, I got a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of new people. I got to talk with the mayor. I got to put my voice out there and tell him like what's happening with all the small businesses, not only my own small business. And I got so much great feedback from people like, thank you so much for doing this. I'm a salon owner. I'm a tattoo parlor. And this really motivated me, or, different things like that.
How does that feel?
It felt really great. It felt great to have that support and everything. But then, the haters came in bad. I got a lot of threatening calls as well.
Talk to me about that. I was listening to your podcast about those threats. Talk to me about that, please. Like, I never received a threat. Hopefully I never get one. But how does that feel? Like, I'm sure it's scary at one point, even though maybe you don't take it as serious. But hey,
it's scary because you don't know what people are capable of nowadays, especially after like the Walmart shooting and stuff like that. You don't know what people are capable of. But I have, my husband as my bodyguard. He's got all the muscles, so he can protect me physically. And then my manager, she was the one answering the calls for the gym.
They were even calling the gym.
They were calling the gym, yeah. So she would answer the calls, and then she would kind of relay back to me what they were doing and saying, but she was handling most of it. So thank God, like, I didn't have to deal with those people. She was taking care of me, but she was like, they're calling to cuss you out. They're calling to threaten you. They said their grandma died and her blood is on your hands. So like, I was like, your grandma didn't step foot in my gym. Like, I don't know why, people just want somebody to blame. And so they saw me on the news, and they want someone to blame for their sadness, for what's going on in the world, and they're putting it on me. And I said, you know what, if I'm going to be the one crucified for this, just to say that I support small businesses and that small businesses should be open, okay, then I'm the one that gets the heat. But I was willing to take it to stand up for what I believe in. And
wow.
And I didn't go read any of the comments, so there was like,
oh, you should have.
No.
Let me send you a copy of and I have them here.
People were tagging us into some of them, so I saw some of them, and people were saying like that we're all about the money and stuff like that, and that we drive Bentleys, and that Shane owns a Porsche. Like, just because he models next to a Porsche does not mean he owns the Porsche. It even says like, thank you to my friend who brought the Porsche, but people don't read it, and they just
even if it was his, or whatever. I mean, the only thing I have, and this is something I'm trying to teach my daughter, is whatever however you feel, it's okay. But try to understand the other side, and with that, comment.
Yeah.
Because I think the other side doesn't understand. They see, again, the money, it's a business. I was even reading one, I don't know if you guys read or not, about, you know what, you should plan financially for this. And if you're not...
How do we ever know that this is going to happen?
And even at that, I'm like, wait a second. Like, you don't understand that there's so many things going on. Like, at least try to understand. If your opinion still, they should close. Okay, say, hey, because of this or that. Okay. And of course, we have to respect everyone's opinion. But the fact of calling it out, the way a lot of people did, I'm like, oh, really? Like...
No, like... I've never seen, there's tons of people I disagree with, and I've never gone onto their page and commented something horrible to them. I've never gone out of my way to call a business and be like, like, it's just weird to me that people can do that and have that much hate in their hearts to do that and put people down. And it really worries me too.